There was a patch for this game. All the trophies are still in Japanese. Good. Num num numbing. Hello, YouTube. I hope you're all doing well. Last time we left off in Varlet, we cleared all of Chapter 5 and got our second to last party member, Tiger Tsukiyama, who we won't be using because look at my team's levels and look at the level of everyone we're not using. Come on. I was kind of wanting to put Emma on the team when she joins because I'm pretty sure she's going to join this chapter, but by the looks of it, she might be a little underleveled as well when she joins. If that's the case, then we'll just stick with Noah, but we'll see. Off screen, I at least did the main activities in the side quest for this area, but I stayed here because there's the triad stuff to do, so I thought that'd be a nice way to start. And although I don't know where what actually has been updated in the patch notes, there is one thing that has changed. I no longer need to spam R1. If you press it once, you will automatically do several scans. I will still probably absent-mindedly spam R1 because I've been doing it all playthrough, but you can see it stops after a few cycles. And also, the cat doesn't say, Sona after every single button press, so it's less repetitive. But beyond that, I don't know what else has been added. I couldn't find any, quick available patch notes for this game, so I'm just kind of rolling with it. Also, I'm back in the Monarch uniform today because I went back to the stand and I was like, man, the difference between the summer and the winter is the color of the undershirt. And I was like, that is so fucking boring. So I just went back to this. There's a bug potion on a student's shoulder. Needs a quick whack slowly so as not to startle it. I should really check what my triad points are at now, because I imagine it's a very wide graph, but still. Before it's changed to rain, so I may not have brought an umbrella. I'll loan them mine. Didn't end up raining. Fuck it. I don't know if there are any other triads to do. Probably in one of the buildings, but still, we'll start there. What is actually at my... Decreased damage taken. Oh, we got a second chance from Narcissism. Nice. Raises skill damage. HP decreased when a hero uses a skill. Wait, is our Machiavellian hurting our teammates? I'm reading that right? If we use a skill, it hurts them? I'll have to check. Yeah, our psychopathy, I think, is 1 point short of getting us anything. But hey, at least I'm not a psychopath. It's a near perfect triangle, actually, looking at it. It's just morality, altruism, and sympathy, have the biggest push. Oh, we got extra rewards for doing it. Nice. I wonder if that's in the patch, then. I'm going to assume so. You're in a new part-timer? I heard about you from the owner, Alt. Emma, you have a sec? Oh yeah, we promised we'd help Emma out. Yes? What do you need? We're also students at Kosei Academy. I'm a third year and she's a first year. Now that you're here, we've got staff from all years. She'll fill you in. Emma here is a real up-and-comer around here. I I am? What's an up-and-comer? I'll leave you to it. How did you end up here, Alt? Oh, you know the owner's brother? I guess we'll be working together. I'm glad. Nice to meet you, boss. Boss? Me? I guess I do outrank you here at the shop. Okay then, I'll explain about the job. We'll be in the kitchen doing prep work. Washing dishes, restocking, cleaning. Where to start? Oh, right, I'll go over things in order. Oh, I can't do this, boss. Oh my, feeling overwhelmed. Emma's a serious one, but she's shy. Yeah, no kidding. I want to see her in a cute waitress fit, but she gets too nervous around customers. It's a shame, but saying that to you won't change anything. Oh, speaking of cute uniforms, I'm excited about the magical girl at school. Haven't you heard? The other part-timers all super excited about it. You know, urban legend about glitches. Some cute girl in a frilly costume is fighting against the monsters inside them. It's just a rumor, but people are hyped. There's supposedly some videos going around Yahari, though. Try checking it out if you want. Off the clock, of course. Oh, I like spending time with you, just us two. As you feel the same way? Oh, of course. Of course you don't. Sorry for a sec. Wait, you do? Oh, God. She's such a fucking fumbler, but she's trying her best. Oh, here we go. Into the void. Look how they don't even show the phone. It's like, yeah, you know. No, we need to talk. Why? It's too soon. Tiger Tsukiyama's desire was defeated. So why do his shards of want continue to drop? No. I apologize. You went to see me like this. What happened? Nothing has happened as of yet, though it's only a matter of time. Great tragedy will soon occur. No, listen to me. We have less time than I thought. Surely you've also sensed that the desires are growing in power. Some changes are occurring in glitches. Find them. Find the malformations inside glitches. Quickly, before it's too late. Here it is. This is the magical girl video you mentioned, right? Magical girl? Ah, she sure looks the part. I've seen a few clips, but this is the original video, huh? It seems this video was filmed inside a glitch. If that's the case, then she's facing off against a real desire. Does she really need such an outfit to fight desires? It looks tough to move in. Really? That's what you notice? The editing is sloppy, the sound effects are off, and the lighting is too dark. None of that stuff matters, man. This means that there's a student other than us that can enter glitches. We don't even know exactly what glitches and libertadors are. Maybe it's really not so strange that there are others that can defeat desires. Well, maybe, but still. But I do wonder what her goal is. Why is she fighting desires? She probably wants to be famous. She edited and uploaded a video on Yahari. You did basically the same thing. Hey, I almost did the same thing. There's a difference. I'm on my way to warn everyone about the dangers of glitches. This girl is trying to be a hero and only showing herself in the video. Maybe you're right. But I don't think it's a bad thing if more people can defeat desires. Still, it's dangerous for anyone to face a desire alone. If she joins us, maybe we can help each other out. We should go ask her to join forces. She's probably a student here. What makes you say that? I noticed something. I'll give you a hint. Who was the desire attacking? The students in the Magical Girls video were wearing Kosei Academy uniforms. That means the glitch likely appeared on campus. Is that our only lead? It's better than nothing, but I don't think that's enough to identify her. Yes, we'll just have to wait for her to go live. Yeah, if the glitch board's at school, we might find it by catching her live. It's a pain, but I think it's our only option. Is it going to be Emma? Is Emma the magical girl? I imagine the whole, like, the skip event I'll be doing a lot if I do have to do New Game Plus cycles for the Platinum. No requests, so just item, data, art core stuff. Oh, no, don't do this straight glitch. Hang on, I'll wait for him to give up. I want to see if I can get like a cheeky back attack from this. Ah! Uh-oh. Oh, actually, I need to pay attention. When I next attack, there's like our health bars. Oh, they do. They do take a small chunk out of the health. Interesting. That's an interesting, like, native... Like, considering it's, like, it is a native power, we can't get rid of it to make you just kind of live with. What's with the fucking attack animations on this guy? Do you think it's dead? Oh, so yeah, they still have a delayed death animation. Cool. So I'm trying to like find what little things might have been like addressed or slash updated, but God knows. Then we should be able to just bomb rush this guy. Touch wood. Fuck you. Alright. Yeah, where are my items? These I'm going to keep a hold of until after Emma joins to see if I want to use her. If not, then I'll start spacing them out and figuring out what I want to do, but for now. I hope Emma's good, because Jesus Christ, no, it is not. We've been functioning on like 2.5 party members for like most of the game. Lance got me arts. I have to go into the arts course building. I think it's an ad. Yeah. I'll just do that now. But sorry for like the real lack of streams recently and the lack of Death End Request 2 in particular, because I really want to play more of that. It's genuinely, I've been having internet issues up the wazoo for like the past week and a half, and it has been hell. It genuinely has been really frustrating, so I'm just kind of like, we'll see how it goes today. We'll just try and see how it goes. Second period tomorrow is gym class. We're doing a long distance run. Everyone will be cold. I don't know if I'd count that as sympathy other than just stupidity. It's like, well, fuck, alright, time to go freeze our arse off again. Thanks. Can I sneak attack this guy? Wow, that did like no fucking damage. Oh my god. Okay, these guys are bulkier. Yeah, these guys are real fucking bulky. I wonder if they rebalanced any enemies in the patch, or if it is just these guys are super bulky. Let me sip my drink while this plays out. I mean, we're doing about the damage we always do. If we got fucking both of them in the stun, damn. Yeah, they just got a shit ton of health, I guess. Great. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna go straight from one bind to the next. Oh, it reset the whole fucking turn. Alright. Alright, back in. Hoist the flag and brand banisher. Deals heavy damage to one enemy, raises all allies' attack, increasing per living ally. Oh, okay. And is it 230? Is that our strongest fucking attack? I think it is. $259. Damn! Deals damage to one enemy. When attacking brand enemy, destroy all brands. Increase attack and deal heavier damage. And then you're about to get, I think, Stolo Concertio. Heavy damage to one enemy. As you reduce his stun gauge. Does 268. Right, we gotta find some AR data. Oh, hey, you two. Finishing a movie seems like fun, huh? Yes, for sure, but the feeling of finishing something can't be beat. You're right. Oh, that reminds me. I just remembered I was going to ask you something. Hmm? Where are you going? You're going to help me with the shoot, weren't you? Hey! Oh, mysterious message. Oh, okay. Oh, I can't even. Then the text box isn't even on fucking screen. Yeah, I think this is these like activity awards. I don't think that's just because you're 5-star. I think that is like probably in the patch. Oh, I'll find out if I have to do another playthrough. Heading home. Oh, you're not going to stop by the SSS? He's got work today, right? Oh yeah, the job at Little Village. Are there any Q employees and introduce them to me? Shut up. Ugh, anyway, we'll keep an eye on the Magical Girls channel. You focus on work. What? Oh, sorry. I'm in a rush. Sorry. I'm fine, don't worry. You okay, Emma? Oh, yeah. Ah! Hello, I, have something to do before work. I've got to run. Bye! Is she the magical girl? What's the matter with her? She seems more frantic than usual. She's rushing off somewhere. Wonder where. Hmm? Was that a toy brooch? Emma may have dropped it. I'll give it to her now. That's nice of you to bring it to her, but can't you give it to her at work? These older toys are surprisingly rare. She may be panicking that she lost it. You really think you can catch up to her now? He knows which way she ran, so I bet he can make it. Did you really go this way? I'm pretty sure she did. What business would she have in a place like this? Oh? It's from Arika. She said the magical girl just went live. You've got to be kidding me. I don't know if that's good timing or bad. What should we do? Let's worry about Emma's toy later. We've got to search for that glitch portal first. Whoa! What's wrong, Sota? I may have found the glitch portal. What? You're right. We've got to let everyone know. It absolutely is Emma's the magical girl. She's looking Sailor Moon. That's the glitch portal for sure. How did you find it so quickly? It was luck, really. We were coming this way for something else, and there it was. This glitch, there's something strange about it. What do you mean? It looks normal to me. Now that you mention it, it feels different from the glitches we've seen. Forget about that for now. What's going on with our magical girl stream? Seems like she's already inside the glitch. Alright, let's go in after her. What? What's with this music? Well, it's probably the earliest in a chapter we've actually been in the main dungeon. Still nothing new or worthwhile in the shop. Is this a magic circle? This is definitely the magical girl's glitch. And this is some kind of crystal. You can, you know, use the call in the glitches. You can freeze a desire in place. We literally ring their phone. That's hilarious. You literally just ring their fucking phone. We need to do that 50 times for a trophy, so I will be doing it a bit, but fucking come on. That's a cool animation. Ow. Holy shit. Okay, we won't see Noah's animation yet then. I need blue to proceed. I need blue in general. Pink's not helpful to us. Hey, onto your phone. Wait, do you not get the flank attack if you ring them? What bullshit is that? $242 damage, let's go. She got Solar Concertia. Hey, answer your phone. Hey, answer your phone. Hey, answer your phone. This is so fucking stupid. Hey, your phone's ringing again. It is the fact that they just stop every minute to go, hang on a minute. The fucking... hang on a minute, guys. What a weird ass fucking, like, upgrade to get. But I need to basically call most enemies, because there's a trophy for it. Welcome on, man, if you're doing well. Oh, in Varlet, cool. There was a patch that came out today for Varlet, and like I've only managed to find like one thing it's actually like improved or changed. Like, I'm sure it's like bug fixes and shit like that in the background, but the only thing we found is that if you press the scan button, it will auto scan like 4 or 5 times instead of you having to spam it, so you don't have to listen to like the scan like all the time. So I think we need it to be purple. I don't know what the Greek... what, Noah? If your answer is anything other than Chie, it's the character from Strive. Oh, is it, Is it either... It's either going to be May, the pirate, or it's going to be Milia. With the blonde hair that turns into a weapon. Hey, answer your phone. This is the dumbest fucking power-up we've ever got, but I fucking love it. A power-up to make it that the enemy's phone rings. Oh, are you thinking of Ramlethal? My Exard main? That's the one. Love my girl Ram. It's funny how like she came out when Strive first came out, she was like turbo OP, and I didn't gravitate to her. She's in Strive as well, but she originated from Exard. When Strive first came out, I was a Kai main until Bridget came out. It's a pretty weird glitch. Also, what we're doing right now is there is a magical Sailor Moon-esque girl that is going into Desires and beating up enemies, and we're trying to find her because we're trying to recruit her. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be Emma, the shy first-year little sister we've been looking after, that she's got like this alternate persona. No, it's transformed state. Aren't they always weird? That's true, but there's something especially weird about this one. It seems pretty similar to the ones we've already seen. What are you referring to? I don't know how to explain it, it just feels different. Any objections to flipping this switch? It's the portrait specifically? Maybe. What switch? So are you just like blind? It opened. Let's continue. Strange here, alright. Okay. Okay, I would need it purple if I want to get that treasure. I would need it blue to traverse, because I can't... Actually, no, I can make it to that with purple. Oh, but it's flipped here. I would need blue for this. But I would need purple to... Okay, I'll make it blue and just get that one treasure, and then we will go back to purple and do the cleanup. Got Peculiar Realm. Yeah, if we think magical girl, that might be like a magic circle. That's what I'm kind of going off of. Hey, answer your phone. There's a trophy for using the call command 50 times, so like every single enemy is getting their phone rang, alright? I'm getting... Oh, Virtual Star out of this? Oh, fair enough. I still haven't played Virtual Star. Hey, answer your phone. Wow, he U-turned fucking quick. Holy shit. He was like, fucking prank call me, will ya? Every time I try to brand an enemy, they get killed before I actually get to do anything with the brands. But potentially, this is the penultimate chapter, because the trophy list only goes to chapter 7, and we're on chapter 6. Obviously, I don't know. There might be like a chapter 8 that is like the finale, and that's why it's not listed, but we'll have to see. I finished the non-existence between you and me, and no one. I love it. What's that? That sounds fun. Hang on, let me just ring that enemy's phone. Wait for him to lose interest so I can get the back attack. To be honest, like I've mentioned it a little earlier, but for those who don't know, like I've been having like absolute fucking hell with the internet, and it's reached a point where my mum and I have agreed that when the contract for this internet runs out, which is next month for the record, we are absolutely going to go look elsewhere because it's just getting really inconsistent. My mum knows about like, my mum's really supportive about my streaming and like what I do and everything, and she knows that it's like really fucking me over with all this. Then like the issues been having, like she was telling me like, she was like, when I was at work yesterday, she was completely without any connection whatsoever at home for like 2 hours. She just had to use mobile data for like 2 hours sort of thing, and she was really fucking bored. Because like the TV wouldn't connect to the internet, so she couldn't like access anything online, that she couldn't access Netflix or any of that shit. Yeah. But like she's really like not happy with it either, so we're gonna look elsewhere. Ideally, we would get fiber wire, like get a fiber wire network. The trouble is money. We can't just, you know, go for, oh yeah, let's get fiber wire and have perfect connection, blah 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 blah, because if that's out of our price range, it becomes out of our price range, you know. I'm not going to expect Mum to suddenly, like, shell out an arm and a leg. The deal that we had with Vodafone, my current provider, was pretty good considering. It's only, like, in recent times that it's, like, gotten a lot worse for some reason. You were walking with Noah. What were you doing together? Were you dueling or something? Dueling? You think Noah and I are on such bad terms? Oh, like, Ariko doesn't answer any further than that. Like, clearly she's like, yeah, I thought you two, like, fucking hated each other. Ah, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Nice one tap. We're definitely super over leveled, by the way. We're level like 41 now. At the end of the last chapter, when Tiger joined our party, he joined at level 28. That's like some Blue Reflection Second Light level power creep. You know, like when you get your last party member in Second Light and they're like level 20 something, and you're already like borderline the level cap at that point. Like that's kind of where we're at. Okay, that looks like the way to go, so we'll go this way. Pidia. Got notification. Oh, okay. Someone I don't recognize wants to follow me on Twitter. Probably a bot. You lived? Run to go tell the tale. But because I've been having internet issue, I have been working on my next review. I was going to take a break, but where, you know, I've been twiddling my fucking thumbs more, I was like, you know what, fuck it. So I am working on the finale at this point of my, like, Five Nights at Freddy's binge of getting the modern, like, 3D era games done. And to be honest, for all the people who told me that Security Breach is like the Sonic 06 of Five Nights at Freddy's, I was like, yeah, it really is the Sonic 06 of Five Nights at Freddy's, because I don't mind it. Like, Security Breach is okay. It has good moments, but it's like, but as a whole, it's okay. And I'm like, this isn't like the utter dog shit I was made to believe it is. It definitely has moments where you go, what the fuck are we doing? There's definitely some moments where it's like, there was no strategy or plan in development here. And I know the background of the game, which is, it's kind of arsey, the background. Like, I do kind of feel for Steel Wool in their situation of how it ended up like that. Funny with a parody dub then, yeah. Unironically, because of fucking Glamrock Freddy, absolutely. Because all you ever hear from is Gregory. Gregory, we need to investigate. Gregory, what are we doing here? Gregory, we need to insert this upgrade. Gregory, you didn't get this upgrade from Roxy, did you? Gregory, like, that's the entire fucking security breach storyline. It's just Glamrock Freddy talking to Gregory all the fucking time. And eventually I was just like, Gregory, look at me, I can do the whip. And I was making stupid bits in my head. Like, because it's just like, he never shuts the fuck up. Gregory, if you listen closely, I will teach you how to do the nay-nay. The biggest thing that, like, fucked over Security Breach, to actually get back on topic, is Steel Wool, when they were contracted to make this game, they had only ever made VR games, and they were suddenly tackled with making a like sandbox-styled, kind of open-ended, but still story-driven sandbox adventure game. You're in a gargantuan fucking, like, Disney World arse location that you can freely explore. But there's, you know, monsters within it that are constantly searching for you. There's a security system. You set an alarm off, the enemies will come for you, etc., etc. They were willfully unprepared to make that kind of game, considering their history. What made matters worse is, you know, everyone's favourite and not at all controversial Scott Cawthon. He was in still writing the story. When he wrote the story, he didn't, you know, fucking tell Steel Wool the story. He treated Steel Wool like he treated his fans, as in he didn't want to give them the full story, he wanted them to figure it out, so only gave them the pieces. So Steel Wool were the dev team inexperienced with what was being tasked of them, and were only given vague fucking ideas of what the story was supposed to be instead of a conclusive one to actually work with. So the game's a fucking mess, if you can believe it. The story is dumb. In fact, one of my biggest gripes with the story is that nothing exists, nothing matters in the story until literally the last hour. You have no explanation at all for why Gregory is in the area. You have no idea why he thinks the night guard trying to find him, because, you know, he's in a kid's place after dark, and so the night guard's trying to find him to send him home. But he doesn't give any explanation as to why he thinks the night guard is super suspicious. And then when it's validated that the night guard's actually, like, secretly evil, that's also the very last time you see the Night Guard in the fucking story. They don't die. You only get to see more of that Night Guard story if you go for one particular ending. If you go for any other ending, they completely fucking cease to exist. They're not mentioned at all ever again. Then there's the fact that a triple confirmed dead villain comes back as the final boss because they were given the asset to that character, and Scott Cawthon didn't tell them what they wanted to do, so they just made it the final boss. It's like, yeah, no, this villain is supposed to be dead. I think what the idea was supposed to be, and this is just me guessing here, I think the idea was supposed to be is that Springtrap, or, you know, William Afton, the serial killer from the original saga, was supposed to kind of haunt the narrative as like a ghost, and that's why he looks the way he does. But instead of, you know, telling Steel Wool that, they just gave him the model, and so they just kind of went, well, I guess he's back then, and just made the final boss. And it's not even a good final boss. Like, one of the biggest upsets, and I'll bring up in my review, is that the game is, like, in my mind, split into 3 acts. Act 1 is really good. Act 2 has some issues with pacing, but as a whole, it's not too bad. Act 3 is utter dog shit. And it's like, like, as I was going through it, it's like, I felt bad, because it was like, man, you could see that Steel Wool tried to figure it out and tried their best. Like, one of the very first sections in the game is that you're trapped in, like, a kid's play park, and the lights have gone out, and there is a monster that only gets aggressive in darkness, and there's 5 generators around the map. So you're navigating a kid's play park whilst the monster is navigating it trying to find you. And so it's a kind of game of cat and mouse, hide and seek, trying to get it, and it's a pretty competently made section. I actually got by the monster, and it didn't feel like bullshit at one point. I just felt like because I didn't find the last generator, I was fumbling around, eventually I just walked straight into the danger. But then you get shit like, why do I have to stop to play a minigame where I have to make a pizza just to distract one animatronic so I can advance through the section, and then it's never brought up again? Why is it that your friend character, anytime you go to upgrade him, if you fail the minigame even slightly, you get insta-killed for some reason? And the only explanation is that when Glamrock Freddy's being upgraded, he doesn't always act the way he's supposed to. That's not a good explanation for why you get insta-killed if you make one fucking mistake, game. That's something about 5 Notes is when it was literally Mechanics only game played by Markiplier. I mean, yeah, there's always been like lore stuff and things in the background, and I mentioned it like before, like one of the things like I was actually appreciated when I actually tried to sit down and play through the games and like went through the originals is that there is a story. The story's just told out of order. Some of it's a little subtle, some of it requires you to do a little bit of like, you know, thinking beyond just what you see. But there is a very like it's like kind of almost straightforward in a way story. It's just the aspects around it, which is probably where all like the game theory shit exploded out from. Because the actual story is a man who lost his youngest son, who then learned that ghosts can possess machines and went on a killing spree to see if he could really understand how to make these ghosts possess things, presumably to try and bring his son back. And he just got so lost in the source, he became an unstoppable child killing machine. And eventually it took his oldest friend and the first victim, basically, which was Henry's daughter. Henry was the one that eventually put an end to it all by trapping him in one giant cage, basically, and setting the whole building on fire. Whilst the games themselves were creative, like, they're not I don't know what you'd call them, because they're not really management sims, because it's not like you're managing a whole empire. You're managing your own office and your power supply in the first game, or you're managing a music box and when you're chucking a mask on your face in the second game. Or you're managing luring a serial killer whilst making sure all your machines work in the third game. Like, I guess management horror-esque. But I like them. I genuinely, like, the only one I wasn't the biggest fan of the original games was 2, and that's just because too much goes on in 2. 11 fucking threats does not equal fun. Especially when one of them can delay, kind of like time delay and like a random amount of time, and that time delay can straight up get you killed so it becomes out of your hand. Toy Bonnie can abso-fucking-lutely get you killed. Just because when Toy Bonnie comes out the vent, the amount of time they spend out the vent is pseudo-random. It's like anywhere between 3 to 10 seconds. And on the later nights, it takes, I think, 7 seconds of going without flashing the flashlight down the main hall for Foxy to go into Got You mode, which is a guaranteed insta-kill. So it's literally out of your hands. If Toy Bonnie just decides to delay you, you're fucked. But I genuinely like the story. Like, to jump the gun, because I've done Security Breach, I've just done Ruin, and I started Secret of the Mimic, which is the last of like the new, like the Steel Wool era games that currently released, because Secret of the Mimic came out in 2025. I genuinely like the new main villain. They had an impossible task where William Afton, to the Five Nights at Freddy's community at least, I don't know how much beyond it, even though I always knew about the purple guy and the Bite of 87, you know, those memes. William Afton was turbo iconic. And so how do you make a follow-up villain to a villain that iconic? And what Steel Wool have decided to do was make someone who's a direct mirror to Afton, but reach the same conclusion. And I think that's so cool and so fascinating. What I mean is William Afton's whole thing, and I'll bring this up properly in the review when I go through it. William Afton's whole thing is that he was a human being that became more machine-like. and eventually he lost all sense of humanity. The Mimic, the new villain of the Steel War era, is a machine that learnt humanity and came to the conclusion to kill. Like, the more human-like the Mimic became, the more it validated killing for itself. And it's like, the fact that they made, like, almost like a mirror villain of, like, instead of having a human that became a machine, it's a machine that became human, but they both came to the same conclusion to kill. I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, I kind of like that. Because the Mimic's whole story is literally, the Mimic was built to be a friend to the creator's son, Edwin Murray's son David. Like, the Mimic was originally built to be a friend, to mimic David's actions, to be friendly, to like help them out and just be a friend. David died in a car accident, and when Edwin, the father of this now lost son, came home, the Mimic was still mimicking David, and that scared the shit and somewhat angered Edwin, and he lashed out and attacked the Mimic. The Mimic was still mimicking a, like, 9-year-old child. And so it was effective child abuse in the perspective of the Mimic. But when Edwin broke the Mimic's legs, the Mimic, being what it is, absorbed that information. It learnt violence. And so when it rebuilt its own legs, it found Edwin and broke his legs and left him to bleed out. And from there, the Mimic we now know started to come into being. But keep in mind, Secret of the Mimic, where you actually face it directly, is based in the 1970s, yet Ruin, the game before it, is based in like the late 2020s. So this fucker's been running around for decades. He's been running around for nearly, for 50 years. And it's like, to me, it's like the Mimic's a really interesting and like kind of fun follow-up villain to Afton. And I like how they play into it in Secret of the Mimic as a gameplay mechanic, because it can mimic anything it fucking wants. And so you're never truly sure if you're safe. And because, the whole of Secret of the Mimic takes place in, a costume, parlor, basically. Sometimes you'll walk into a room, and there's, 15 costumes strung on the wall, and you have no idea if any of them is the Mimic waiting for you. And so, but I really fucking like the Mimic. I think the Mimic is a great villain. And I like the fact that I haven't finished Secret of the Mimic yet, so I don't know. I imagine because it's a prequel, it is going to ultimately win. But I like that in Ruin, you lose to the Mimic in the ending, in the true ending. The entirety of Ruin is that Gregory from Security Breach is trapped in the basement of the gargantuan building from Security Breach. So you play as a new girl, Cassie, exploring it, trying to find it. But the whole way through it, Gregory is like, hey, you need to hack into this security device and shut it off. You need to get to this machine and shut it all off. He's constantly encouraging you to turn every restriction that the building has off in some form or fashion, which should clue you in that something's not right. But if you go through it all the way to the end, you get to the basement and there's a concrete fucking cage. You drive a forklift through it to break it open, and then when you finally go inside and explore it, you find out that Gregory was never down there. The Mimic has been mimicking Gregory's voice and luring you down the entire time to free it from its concrete cage. And hearing Cassie go, "You're not Gregory," and the Mimic's red eyes light up in the darkness and just go, "I'm Gregory." And it stands up and its limbs stretch out and it's this fucker's 7 feet tall. And it just goes, "I'm Gregory," and it just marches at you. I was like, oh my fucking god. A Bioshock situation, kinda. And then, you get a chance to run away, you get to the lift, and the real Gregory finally, reaches out, but because he doesn't want the Mimic getting out, instead of saving Cassie, he cuts the cord of the elevator so you fall to your doom, and the credits then roll. And I was just like, oh shit. And I also like that in the final chase, once you, you get that chance to run away, to run to the elevator, the final chase, if you stop or walk or explore around during the final chase, the Mimic isn't just running after you. It's actually mimicking your movements to catch up to you. So if you stop to look around, then run on. If you look behind you, the Mimic will stop to look around and then continue on its way. If you walk, it walks behind you. It's something that on your first run, you're not going to notice because you're going to go panic mode run. But if you have a look around and you stop for a minute, it's like, no, the Mimic mimics you the whole way to the fucking, like, lift. But, like, genuinely, like, there are a lot of aspects of FNAF's story and lore that I'll get back to this game eventually, I promise, that I don't care too much about, and, like, I've kind of explained that, like, in, like, the last review when I got to the Help Wanted games. I didn't give a fuck about the Help Wanted games. I'm sorry, people that are a fan of them. I wasn't a fan of, like, ooh, everything's a glitch in the machine. Ooh, there's something gone wrong. You're gonna die in VR and die in real life. You know all that Sword Art Online bullshit? Like, I didn't give a fuck about any of that. It's why, like, that part of the review in the second game is only, like, 5 minutes long. Because it really wasn't that, But, the villains, like, the main core villains of the FNAF series, I genuinely think both of them are, like, that I've experienced so far, are really fucking good. William Afton, I said, he's kind of iconic to the fandom, but I love that he is someone, like, if you look into it, there's doubt whether he actually cared about his son or whether he wants to bring his son back solely because he's that much of a manipulative bastard. He wants to have his son directly under his thumb as like a killing machine. But Afton was such a fascinating villain of how persistent he was and how he became so lost in the source of killing kids, stuffing them into animatronic suits to see if they'll possess the suit, and then when they did, like, gleefully going, I've learnt more from my experiment, then getting killed and becoming the source of what he was, like, you know, possessing his own suit, basically. And then going to the Mimic and just, you know, like I said, the Mimic just being this manipulative, extremely smart machine that abuses the fact it can mimic anything to get exactly what it wants. And on a subtle end, I like that they never bring, like, direct attention to it, but if you pay attention, you realize that the Mimic is also, like, kind of freakishly physically strong. Like I said, you drive a forklift into its concrete cage to break it out, and it gets stuck in the wall. When it starts chasing you, it just pushes the fucking forklift out the way and comes after you. In Secret of the Mimic, a steel girder lands on it, and instead of it, like, knocking it down, it fucking catches it and just drops it to the side. Like, they don't, like, have the camera zoom in and make a big focus of it, but the Mimic is like, no, this fucker will outpower you. Like, this fucker will lift a car if it needs to. Like, and I'm like, oh, okay. But it's like, genuinely, I just think the Mimic's, like, I'm kind of, like, gushing too much now, so I'll, like, get back to this game, but the Mimic just hits. I think, like, the Mimic was, like, the kind of almost, like, a near-perfect, if not perfect, approach to have, like, a follow-up villain after a villain that was so revered and so loved by its community. It's like, how do you make your perfect cell after you had Frieza, you know? Like, how do you kind of make the next villain after the last one was so iconic by its community? The only trouble is that in my script, I'm going to say Mimic so many times that it, like, the word loses all meaning. Currently working on Platinum Far Cry 4 right now. Have you got anyone for the co-op stuff? Or are you going to figure out how you're going to do the online, like, stuff? It doesn't look any of the students we've made it all the way to the glitch yet. Let's take it down quickly. Wait! Is it going to be Emma? It absolutely is Emma. It's not even subtle. Magical illumination illusion! The light of hope shining on tomorrow. Magical goal, illumine! Navigating PSN profiles, fair enough. I will defeat... What the fuck? You know, this isn't what I thought when they said magical girl. I was expecting something like bright. I will defeat the monstrous desire lurking within the glitch. Desire, dispel. The magical girl? So she's real. Seeing her up close is kinda cringy. Stand back! I'll protect you. Hold? Why are we just giving her a thumbs up? Oh, yeah, she ran away. Oh. That magical girl. There's something familiar about her. Oh, you think? I love this game. I thought so too. We'll talk later, but now we have a desire to take down. Why is our protagonist such a schmuck sometimes? Just give her a thumbs up, like, yeah, hey! Hey, that girl, wasn't it? I know what you're about to say, but focus on the battle. Ah, right. I know what you mean. I think so too. Yeah, like, as if it was Sol. It is, isn't it? Like, even so, it's like, come on, everyone knows who the fuck that was, right? And everyone's like, he's fucking Stell from HSR. Oh, you know, it's funny you bring up HSR. You know what I realized when I woke up this morning? If there hadn't been any delays, Edo Star would be out today. I realized, like, when I woke up, I looked at my calendar and I was like, oh, my calendar that I wrote forever ago, it says today would have been the HSR patch. Ooh. But we still got 2 more weeks. Oh, you bitch. Alright, try again. Go for the group attack. Let's do that. You've got a brand on you. Give me a... Oh, yeah. To be honest, from what I've seen, there's one design in Plan Arcadia, to use its now name. There's one design that I really fuck with. There's a scientist lady, and I'm a sucker for character designs in lab coats, and I'm a sucker for character designs with glasses, and there's a playable character in Plan Arcadia that has both, and I'm like, I'm down. But in terms of, like, actual characters, Sparkle, or Sparksy, obviously, because Sparkle was, like, my wife in HSR, and the Yei Sakura / Yei Miko XP, whose name is like Evanescence or some shit, and everyone's been like, every person I've seen in the community's been making the same joke. Like, everyone's been making the same joke with her character. It's like, what do you think her theme song is? Yeah. I'm also curious if, like, for like the Yei Sakura XP, if she was always called like Evanescence or whatever, like whatever like her actual name is. I think it's like Evanessa or something like that, or whether that was they had to change it because, you know, Japan. I was going to do something not really funny, not gonna lie to you. In the same way that, like, in all the leaks before things changed, the Sparkle XP was just going to be her real name, which is Hanari or Hanabi. We don't 100% know yet because they never confirmed either or. Hey there, Alt. Ready for a day at work? Emma isn't here yet. It's not like her to be late. I hope she's not in any kind of trouble. Just like to wake me up inside. Yeah, every time Evanescence shows up, she should just go, wake me up inside, can't wake up. So, you know, I have a favour to ask. Emma's working here to support her family. She's got siblings to look after. Yeah, Hanabi is Sparkle's JP name, but in the Chinese version, it translates closer to Hanari, which is why we need, like... Oh, I think it's like Hanami, actually. And considering it's a Chinese-made game, it's like... You know, like, it starts to put question marks in the air. And so it'd be nice to kind of have it, like, confirmed. I say that, but I'm a Genshin player, and Hu Tao's name translates to fucking walnut, so... You talk to, will you? Oh. NGTVH. Sorry, I'm late for work, sorry. It's okay, don't worry about it. Can you need help today, Emma? Yeah, little sister, we need to have a talk. I say that, I think she's a character you can date, but I've been calling her little sister all game. Olds? That's my brooch. You picked it up for me? Oh, thank you. It's special. My mum saved up to buy it, but I'm not sure. I'm sure you don't care about that. Say, oh, today after class, did you see anything at school? Ooh. Yeah, because I've got high empathy and high altruism. Like a magical girl? Like a transformed co-worker? Don't worry, I'll stay quiet. You didn't see anything! You didn't enter any glitches, and you didn't see anything at all. Agreed? Trust her by her name. I mean, yeah, a big thing with Sparkle is that you shouldn't trust her at all. She's a gremlin, but she's a gremlin that knows how to play the game. It's the same with Sampo. Sampo's a schmuck, but he's a schmuck that knows how to play the game. You should never trust a word he comes out of his mouth. Basically, anyone who's part of the, like, under AHA, you shouldn't trust. We're just going to make Planacadia / Aerostar really interesting, because AHA is, you know, kind of like, I don't know how you describe it. Like, he's kind of like the origin point, or they're like the origin point of, like, that whole planet. It's the reason why Elation is a playable path in, like, the 4-point series. It's because everyone is tied to AHA in some way. So, like, there's going to be a whole game of no one can fucking trust anyone. But from the tease we got, it's sounding like we're getting some kind of pseudo-tournament arc in Planacadia. It's funny you say that. Not one of the Aeons have a gender. Even if they look like they do. Every single Aeon is referred to as they and them. So technically, yeah. So it's a big discount on Among Us. You know, yeah, because that, you know, that would track for one reason and one reason only. Stell would completely embrace it. If she figured out, it's like, wait a minute, this is a game I played on my phone. And we'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she'd go, sus? And like, Stell, shut the fuck up. I can hear it now. I can hear March telling Stell to shut the fuck up. And while Stell is going, they're venting? They're venting? Is a lazy namesake. When the game launched, when HSR first launched, they just used they and them. Around like 1.4 and 1.5, they went out of their way that every time an Aeon is mentioned, they or them is fully capitalized. So it's like the whole word is capitalized. So they've made a point of making emphasis that every single Aeon is only referred to as they or them. If you don't, you may be in danger. Sorry, let's forget about it and get to work. I'll work hard to make up for being late. Got it. So when the game launched, they were always referred to as they and them. It was more like they changed the emphasis to make you sure you knew that it was just they and them for all of them. So just sipping my drink for a sec. The magical girl is Emma Noma, isn't it? Even so, I don't get it. Why would she tell you to pretend you didn't see anything? Not wanting her identity revealed is one thing, but why say Alt would be in danger? Now I think about it, why am I questioning Almighty Being's gender? I played Agura Steph as when the instant problem's resolved. We'll see, Rick. Also, welcome, hope you're doing well. We'll see. When I was at work yesterday, my mother went 2 hours straight without any internet, but I'm just kind of winging it today, and we'll see how it goes. But my mum and I have agreed that, like, when this contract ends, we are just gonna go to somewhere else, because it's just not... Vodafone are just not helping us anymore. They're too inconsistent. Which is a shame, because when Vodafone works, my internet speed is fantastic. But when it doesn't... Well, it doesn't. Because my download's like 200 megabytes and my upload's like 20 to 30. Which is like more than good enough for me to like do everything I want to do. One day I'll pay Agorist, one man. One day. Don't know when. Don't know how. One day. Just to see like the very early era of like Idea Factory's kind of games. Speaking of, the game that Compo Heart's publishing that's made by some old Shin Megami Tensei devs, that's been named, and we have a vague idea of how it's going to play. It's called Villion Code, and it is a seeming dungeon crawler. So I'm going to sneeze. Like, it seems like a first-person dungeon crawler, which makes sense because a lot of old SMT games are. But they, like... It's not an action game. But they said something that was like a live combat system. And they're like, what the fuck does that mean? So we don't really know until the trailer comes out. But like, it's not an action game, but it's like a live combat system. And it's like, okay. And there are procedurally generated dungeons in the game as well. So it'll probably be somewhat maze-like to explore, which makes sense because classic SMT devs, those dungeons are all mazes. And it comes out in May in Japan. No word on a Western release yet. But that's kind of all we know. Like, there wasn't too much. Oh, that and like a piece of the setting that like we're on like a floating continent in a high school on it. Like a floating continent that broke out of like Japan. And like that's kind of it. So it's like we'll wait until like that trailer drops, whenever that may be. But it seems interesting. It's usually generated with one of vomit. I mean, it depends. It's just random dungeons basically. If there's interesting gimmicks or interesting things you can find in the generation, it's fine. It's just a lot of the time there isn't. If it just becomes corridors, like say most of Persona 4. Persona 4 is a good example. Was like 90% of the dungeon crawling is just corridors. Like, there'll be one floor that has a unique gimmick, and that kind of spices it up enough, but the rest of the time you're just going down corridors. But we'll see. I'll still keep an eye on it. I'm also keeping an eye on the fucking Metroidvania that they announced that's coming out in, like, March. Just because, you know me, I'm a huge Metroidvania guy. Procedurally generated game. I mean, there are a lot. It's just you have to know where to look. The biggest part of it is just making sure that there's interesting things in the generation that can appear. If it's just corridors and rooms to make a maze, people will get bored really quickly. You need to have things in the generation to keep it spicy. Oh, I mean, yeah, this is a Compo Heart published game. How much money do you think they fucking have? Let's be real. I imagine, like, some of it is going to be so they can make it be a bigger-ish game and not have to worry so much about how much budget they got to work with. And even then, procedurally generated dungeons or procedurally generated content in a game isn't always that cheap either, depending on how far you go with the procedural generating. Because you need to make sure all the systems and mechanics procedurally generate correctly so people can actually proceed through it. Because if you just have it be random, truly random, you probably won't be able to finish any floor. You know? You need to make sure the system and mechanics work, that there's always a path to the stairs or a path to the objective that you can get to. Like, you don't get... basically, it's called logic coding. It happens a lot in any time you play or see people play randomizers. They'll bring up something called logic coding. It's to make sure that you can still make a path from beginning to end, regardless of what's randomized within it. So there's a degree of logic that stops it being truly random, because if it was truly random, you wouldn't be able to finish. And that's where, like, a lot of, like, the development with procedurally generated things has to work. On a short budget. I mean, you also have to understand that, like, when did Agarist come out? It's like the tail end of the 2000s, if not the early 2010s. For better or worse. Okay, mostly worse. the industry as at large has majorly fucking changed since then. What was reasonable within budget then is not reasonable within budget now. Just because the engines that people use are more expensive to keep on top of tech demands. The manpower to get these things running, the training these people need to have to understand how the engines work and etc. is more expensive than it used to be. You know, like, there's a lot of little things that add up to more cost to reach the same point nowadays compared to how it was even like during like the 360 and PS3 generation. And that, at the time, they were considered more expensive because of the jump to HD, you know? So something that was cheap then might not be cheap now, just because if like the bare minimum expectation, like from like PS3 era, for example, isn't the same as bare minimum expectation from PS5, and you can tell by public reaction and public attention to things, what games that 10 odd years ago would have thrived come out now and they barely make any impact whatsoever, because it's like, oh, this feels like a PS3 game. Back on the PS3, people would have fucking loved this. PS5 though, it still feels like a PS3 game, and so a lot of the general audience don't get it, so they have to play catch up, and that's what ends up costing more money. I mean, for heck, the entire Furyu library is a good example. Not one of these Furyu games sold even remotely well outside of Cry Machina. Like, Cry Machina is the only one that, like, I think it did, like, 80,000 units, which for Furyu is fantastic. But all of these games feel like they're definitely behind in compared to, like, the industry standard in a lot of ways. But there's a lot of charms and niche and, like, little pieces to them that make me really like them, so I stick with them anyway. But I know, like, there are aspects of Caligula that I prefer over Persona. There's no way on this God's green earth I'm going to convince any Persona fan to play Caligula, though. You know? Because they'll take one look at it and go, this just looks like a poor man's Persona, and it kinda is. I mean, in my opinion, like, I bring this up every now and then. The last time I really brought this up was Final Fantasy VII Remake, where I said, like, personal enjoyment score is different from my critical score. Because, like, for that Remake, my personal enjoyment was like a 10 out of 10, but my critical was like a 9, because there were little things. But in this game, that I can kind of apply as well, because my personal enjoyment for this game is pretty high. You want me to be critical on it? This is the second worst Furyu game. It's just the charms and things that it has about it make me really like it anyway. Like, the only Furyu game that I think is on, like, a critical level worse than this is Crystar. And that's just because Crystar's gameplay was boring. But the only thing that kept me going was that the story and characters were fun. Whilst this game, no, the gameplay loop is extremely repetitive. The gameplay systems are hella fucking basic. There's really no challenge. I know I'm playing on normal, so maybe on hard it gets better, but there's really no challenge to anything. The story is extremely episodic with no real overarching anything. It's just character stories of the game. Nah, I don't agree with that personally. I've mentioned it before, although there are some aspects of Caligula 1 I preferred, as a whole I preferred 2. But, like, for me, from bottom to top, like, Crystar's the worst. It's probably then this, then Caligula 1, then 2, then Cry Machina. But on personal enjoyment level, that list is completely shifted. Because I actually really like this game, it's just like there is a lot of genuine fundamentals. And this repetition is a bad thing? Yeah, no, it's not. Some of my favorite games are extremely repetitious. The problem is, this game's repetition does nothing for it. It's just there to make the game go on longer and nothing else. You do, like, the SSS activities for no gain, no reward, no story drive. It's just something you do every episode in a chapter to make the episode last 10 minutes longer. Every dungeon run is the exact same setup with no creative input to mix it up. You go in, you have a puzzle of some description. You save your game. You do a slightly harder version of that puzzle. You get your save game. You fight the mini-boss. You leave. You do it 3 times. You're done with the chapter. You always have exactly 3 encounters, the last one being on episode 7. Like, the problem with this game is that there's nothing going on most of the time. And then the game just makes you do things to waste time to get to the part where nothing's going on. The only thing that holds it together, for me personally, is, like I said, that I just like the characters. I really like the characters. I like the story. And although it's very fucking basic, I don't mind the gameplay. Like, this is a very, like, Furyu, middle-of-the-road game. But I just like the pieces of it. So the only reason I put this higher than Crystar is because Crystar's gameplay outright bored me. Whilst this game, although there's aspects of this that I certainly don't enjoy that much, there's enough of it to kind of keep me going. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll play more. Yeah, sure, let's do more. Let's do this. Let's do that. The reason why the reason why Caligula gets compared to Persona a lot is because Caligula was directly inspired by Persona, very openly. And it's like, well, if you're going to take heavy inspiration from Persona, the comparison's going to be there. And this is always going to get some comparisons to Persona because it's a double life game where one life is spent doing school stuff, the other life is spent dungeon crawling, which is literally Persona's MO. You know? And also, Persona's mainstream, so it's always going to like be the thing people think about in like the RPG realm when they play games that are even remotely similar. Like, you can't break that, unfortunately. Caligula 2 a little bit because the social links felt safer. Like, the social links didn't feel as interesting in Caligula 2. It felt more like Persona social links. But Caligula 1, no, because it felt like they took the inspiration, with the social links in particular, and then expanded it to make it their own thing. So I mentioned it before, but one of my favorite things of Caligula 1 was the 3-piece dynamic where you do one social link, learn that there was an incident with a fire, and because you learn of that incident, you can then talk to another character who suffered from that said fire, and you can start their social link. And then through their social link, you learn who the culprit was, which allows you to go back on a previous social link you started on, and directly challenge them on it if you've got close enough to get them alone. And then from there, you can choose to either forgive them or kick them out the party. And I liked that, like, the social links weren't individual lines, like in Persona 3, 4, and 5. They were kind of like a spider web, and like how they could all overlap and connect with each other. And although that's still present in Caligula 2, it's a lot less. It's a lot more one-way links. Like, you do one social link to get another one kind of thing in Caligula 2. Anyway, did you notice there was a drone flying around the magical girl yesterday? A drone? With an onboard camera. I think that's what was being used to stream. Who could have been controlling it? Does Emma have an accomplice? It makes sense, doesn't it? Maybe anyone who discovers the magical girl's secret identity is silenced. Come on. It's not like she's in the mafia or something. No, but it would be possible if she used her Desire's power. That may be true. Acting like a magical girl may have something to do with her partner. Should we torture Emma until she talks? Arika, she's an extremely shy, sheltered 16-year-old. Pause. Are you for real? I get what you're saying, but that's kind of like... It's hard. Things are always going to get compared to something, because that's just the nature of how people are. Because it gives them groundability and allows them to kind of feel out what they like and what they don't like, because people as a species struggle to take on things that are 100% truly alien to them. And so you're always going to get people try and compare it to something. I mean, heck, when Genshin came out, what did everyone say? Oh, this is like Zelda. Because the game design was inspired by Zelda, and even though Genshin's more than made its own thing out of it, there are still people that go, oh yeah, it's that Breath of the Wild like gacha game. And it's like, it's because it's that comparison, it's that familiarity. It makes it so people are easier to like take this in. You're always going to get that. Arguments were awful. Yeah, but the point is, you need to understand why they're there. That's my point. You're always going to get that from people, because if something is like, there's a lot of people, most people, unfortunately, regardless of how they may say otherwise, we're a fickle species, and that if we have zero understanding of something at all, we internally reject it. It's why like culture studies are so important at school, because if you don't have it, you will internally reject other studies, and it very easily leads to people just getting turbo like racist. Not that it fucking stops some people, but people are dumb, so. Torture? That's not very idol-like Aruka. Fine. Why does Aruka sound genuinely disappointed she doesn't get to torture a teenager? Are you actually disappointed? Yes, Sona and I are on the same page. The fact remains, we have to look into who's working with Emma. Being monitored for a while, we should get an idea of what she's up to, right? I agree. Alt, get what you can out of her. But be careful, we don't want to alarm her. I do like that this game lets you actually like date characters, because it's a big like our character is dating Aruka, which is like even scarier. It's just like, hey, if she's disappointed she doesn't get to torture someone, we absolutely should not break her heart, because she will kill us. Do a request, glitch in the advanced course, add in the advanced course. General location, it's far off, somewhere in your 11 o'clock direction. Is it down here, or is it going to be above? Probably more above. Waiting to... But so that's one of the things that like I do like about this game, is the fact that like you can date characters. In Caligula, like in Caligula 1, you're kind of railroaded. I say that I didn't like talk to anyone in the second playthrough I had to do, because you have to do a playthrough as both genders, or both male and female, I should say. And so, like, on the second playthrough I didn't talk to anyone, so I don't know who you end up with if you do close the advanced course, or we'll just do this one. If you do the boy, but with the girl, like, you date the lesbian, and I was like, that's nice, that's cool. I kind of like would have liked to have an option. Hey, onto your phone. Thank you. MLM for the representation. Hey, once again, my only fucking request for Persona 6. Let there be gay romance. It's crazy that there is 2 mainline games in a row that have scrapped voice lines confirming that there was going to be gay romance in it, and then cut out at the last second. And the fact that it's in the English dub means it was super last second, because the English dub was done last. And so the fact that you have an English dub line of Yosuke, like, confessing his feelings to the protagonist, and you go to Persona 5, and there's another one of, like, Ryuji and Yusuke, it's like, the devs were doing gay romance, like, up until, like, the literal 11th hour. The closest we get is Persona 3, and it's by accident. Because the PlayStation Portable version that Ghostlight made, Ghostlight didn't update the script for Elizabeth. They completely forgot. It wasn't a like intentional decision. No, they genuinely just forgot. And so the romance dialogue stays the same regardless of whether you play as MC or Femc. Accidental Ghostlight W, yeah. It's in Persona 2, there in Eternal Punishment specifically, there's implications that Tatsuya and June had a relationship at some point, and like there's lingering feelings, but they don't like, but they're like their lives have gone in different directions, and they're both boys, so 90s Atlas, they kind of, you know, did it a bit better. That's like the only thing I'm concerned about if they ever remake Persona 2. If they get rid of like Tatsuya and June's history, or like change it, I'd be like, I would be a little upset. But like, no, it's actually kind of an interesting aspect about their character. Like if you spend enough time, you realize it's like, no, these two have history. These two dated once, and they still care about one another. It's just, you know, life took them different directions. Is that one done? Hey Talia, can I shoot your movie shot? Film your movie shot? What are you talking about? Well, you know, I was thinking of filming the behind the scenes making of a Tsukiyama movie. So you too are starting to recognize my greatness. Great, let's figure out the composition then. Great, wait, like the whole thing? Just let me shoot behind the scenes. No, that's impossible. As a director of the shoots, I call the shots, from camera angles to lighting, I decide it all. No, trust me, I got this. Wait, you're shining a light now? Come on. Okay. Alright, so we found one earbud. Where's the other earbud? Okay, found the other earbud. Hey, answer your phone. The calling the enemy mechanic is so pointless, but I can't help but do it because it's just so silly. But I am interested to see what Furyu, to go back on topic, is going to do next. After this. Support is the sadist? Yeah. Yeah, we need more team healers that are actually, like, kind of maniacal, like, monsters on the side a little bit. Although she wasn't the healer of the group, she's actually one of the damage dealers. One of the things I really enjoyed about Haru as a character in Persona 5 is the fact that if you pay enough attention, you realize she's actually, like, kind of terrifying. Like, she wants to, like, dissect shadows and shit. Like, it's like, oh, there's like, oh no, Haru should not be left alone. An AR ad in the Advanced Course Garden. Alright, we're done. Let's get out of here. Straight. I just, like, not even necessarily, like, sadistic, I just like that where there's at least one character in a group that's significantly harsher to be around for the cast. Not necessarily that they're antagonistic, it's just that, you know, they've always got an attitude, like Noir or Sandrone, to give a more recent example, or they've got a short temper, or, you know, they're a little bit more sadistic, or fawny, basically. Or brittle, yeah. The character is just like, you know, they're still a part of the group, and they're not, like, outwardly antagonistic, because that's when, like, it kind of shifts the gears of how it is. But, like, they're rough around the edges, and you can feel those edges. it's not a, oh, they're kind of rough around the edges, but they usually just kind of go along with everything, because then you're not feeling the edges regardless of how much they try and imply it. It's when you can actually feel like the hesitancy in their actions or the aggressiveness that kind of leads them to be. You know? Hey, Emma, we need to talk. Also, I like that you can't hang out with everyone else. Alright, if I hang out with Emma, though, it means every single hangout opportunity from this point to the end of the game has to be with Tiger if I want to max him out. Because the game straight up told me you have 9 encounters left, and Tiger takes up 7 of them, and I used 1 of them last time, so we've got 8 left. But I want to try and max out Emma. Yeah, because I maxed out Arika. Arika got a bonus rank because I started dating her. Noah, I hung out with her a little bit, but ended up dropping her. Taki, I hung out with once. Sarah, hung out with once. Tiger, you prick. No, I'm not interested. So hang out with Emma. But so I will hang out with Tiger just because of trophies. There's a trophy for starting and a trophy for maxing out a social link with every individual character. So I kind of need to get Tigers done before the game ends if I want to make my New Game Plus run not take forever. Was that really your first time playing the game? How were you so good? I'm not that skilled, really. I just use a strong character so it's easy to score. What were we playing? Binding of Isaac? Is she in the Zazel main? Is this something to improve upon mixed results? Oh, yeah. Thorny personality tropes is fun in fiction, really frustrating to deal with in real life, so I kind of get it. I seem different today? Noah said so too. Maybe gaming makes me more talkative. You think so? Maybe I get really immersed in playing my character. I would love to do this again. Of course, it'd be nice if Noah could join us too. But I don't mind just pairing up with you if Noah is busy. With you on my side, I'm sure we can win every battle. Yeah, let's play together again sometime. No, we're only in Namahoshi. Oh, we've arrived. All right, where do you want to hang out? She wants to hang out at the arcade. You know, that makes sense. We were just talking about games, so of course she wants to go to the fucking arcade. Let's go. An arcade, sure. I'll give it my best shot. And it turns out she's like a secret demon on like Dance Dance Revolution. I've never come to places like this. So today was so much fun. Rhythm games? They seem so fun, but I just can't get the hang of it. Okay, she's not a DDR demon. Okay. I'm around, but I strain patience and honesty, vice versa. Pairs. I mean, I definitely have like, it will sound silly, but I have like 3 versions of me depending on the situation. I have my private me, I have my like work me, and then I have my everything else me. Like the way I am at work, I do kind of like I'm quite, I guess, like a bit of a straight man about it. Like I will smile and serve, and I will talk to people because it's, you know, it's my job. But it's not like I'm like spilling the beans and like going on tangents. Whilst like when I'm talking to my friends, I'll go on tangents all the fucking time. I mean, you've watched my streams, you know I go on tangents all the fucking time. Yet when I'm by myself and like kind of in my own space, I am very like, I don't know how you would describe it, like very like focused down. Like it's like, okay, what can I be doing? And then I'll just go do it. Like I don't really sit still. As silly as it sounds, you know, like as someone who like has to sit still streaming. To the point, yeah, but I'm to the point just with myself in a way. But like I'm always doing something. I'm writing over my book or working on my next video nowadays, or I'm getting something ready, like sorting out the washing, or I'm putting food on in the time, or I'm checking my calendar to see if I need to be ready for something coming up. You know, like I'm always busybodying, but I'm always doing it precisely. Like I don't just kind of meander. It's like, no, I am deciding I am doing this at this hour, and I didn't do it. It's why time very rarely escapes me, and when it does, I make a point of mentioning it. Because I usually am very, like, clock conscious. I mean, I have a good sense of responsibility in that because of it. Like, I'm very good at like just being like, okay, I need to do this, I need to get this done. Like, I'm very good at making patterns, making schedules, and sticking to them. And I kind of just function as an individual. You know, for someone who, you know, craves affection and, you know, wants to be loved and all that shit, I'm pretty functional as an independent person. Because fun fact, if you go with no physical contact and no physical engagement for extended periods of time, it's actually a form of self-made torture. So people who live on their own and don't talk to anyone are literally in their own self-made torture by technicality. And it's like, cool, great. Good thing I stream then, so I talk to people. Is it? Yes, because it can, torture by nature is anything that can leave basically permanent marks on your mind for the worse. Anything that can lead to a form of trauma in some way or not. And isolation is a form of trauma building. Oh, you can be like a non-physical contact person. That doesn't immediately make it torture. It's if you have no contact whatsoever to the outside world. That's what they're meaning. Like, if you, like, you know, don't talk to anyone, just kind of play games on your own, or write on your own, or watch TV, and just kind of keep to yourself, and don't really go outside to talk to people, you're torturing your own mind. That's what that kind of comes from. It's why I get kind of fussy about it when I see people, like, doing that to themselves, because I know the damage it will eventually do. Was I fighting on Twitter? Well, that's probably a different kind of torture. That's the torture of you're only arguing with bots, really, nowadays, so why waste your time? You know, over 75% of Twitter is bots nowadays. And over half of the entire internet is bots. Dead internet theory is no longer a theory. More extroverted? I mean, I wouldn't say I'm extroverted, but even then, you're arguing with them robots on Twitter. That's still contact with people. It's just verbal contact. That still counts. If you weren't talking to anyone, even on like social media, that's the isolation. That's what would leave a mark on your brain. My thing is that I just crave touch. I am a sucker for a good cuddle. I've always been the hugging type. Because I find it so soul mending. Especially after, like, my background with college. Anytime I get a hug, I just feel like I'm safe. Even if it's entirely toxic. If you mean as in, like, contact in general, where it's verbal things like that, it can be still healthy because it gets anger out of your system. However, it shouldn't be recommended consistently because the environment you're in, regardless of your age, will always have an influence on who you are. Whether you realize it or not. So if you're constantly having arguments, constantly being, like, in toxic environments, no matter how much you argue against it, that toxicity will affect you. It'll either break you or you'll become more toxic. It will do either or, but it will have an effect on you because that's just how your brains are wired. Then you just need to do a palate cleanser. You need to do something that makes you feel, like, more comfortable, basically. Our brain is, like, 70% out of our hands, but that last 30% can definitely have an impact on the rest of that 70% if you play your cards right. You just got to look after yourself. It's why your mental health is so important. Because if you are in a healthier mind, everything else around you will feel better as well. Because your mind will keep you at a softer mood. It will, like, keep your heart rate at a steadier level, you know. It will stop you feeling so intense, and so you won't have as many aches in your shoulders. You know, like, it's a domino effect. And take it from me, man, I get some fucking aches in my shoulders because of some stresses, so... popular, then you need to have like a hard reset. And that's down to you as a person, how you want to handle that. But you need to have like a hard reset then if you feel like you're just getting lost in the void. Like you need to like sharply either like cut something off or force something else into your life, or you know, things like that to kind of like give your mind and your conscious time to like acclimatize to the better environment, or to at least acclimatize from being away from a worse one. Anyway, you're really skilled. No way I could ever be like that. Not in a million years. It's the same with other games. Even when I play action games with my little brothers, I end up getting beaten. I wonder if it's because I'm so uncoordinated. I always placed last during sprint races in gym class too. Oh, the sprinting was the one thing I was good at in school. I wasn't a good sport person, but if I ever needed to fucking run, I could fire off like nobody's business. The only trouble is that I had like no stamina, so I could do short-term races really effectively, but if it was anything long-term, I would always end up being last because I would tucker out. So like the cross-country marathons that we do in school, I was never in the front half of the school. I was always somewhere comfortably like near the middle, leaning towards the back end. I was never dead last because some people would always just walk it and I'd at least jog, but I would always just fucking knacker out. How about ball games? Even worse at ball games. I can never figure out the distance to the ball. I mean, I have terrible real-life depth perception, so I get it, Emma. But I'm kind of good at bowling. I want to see this girl bowl. I played a lot with my friend when I was little. Maybe we could go together next time. Hey, Yuri. Man, Yuri, you're really running out of time to be relevant to anything other than just being a cute face to look at. Considering there's a good chance this game ends next chapter. Okay, there's nothing's happening then. Oh. Alright, her character episode 5. Alright, let's Scruffbot, let's see where you're going. Oh! Halt, I mean... Ray. You startled me. No, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been surprised after asking you to come here. Thanks for showing up on short notice. There's a reason I asked you to come today. Actually, there's something I need to tell you. Listen, I know it sounds silly, but I've got this dream. I mean, something I want to do. I want to become a cosplayer. Cosplay is kind of like a way to become a different me, right? I actually make outfits in secret, but I've never been brave enough to wear any. But you know, after that talk with you, something clicked. If watching me change gives someone courage, I'll have to push myself even more to get out of my comfort zone to achieve my dream. My manager told me it's okay to wear the clothes I like at work. It seems very you. Will you cosplay as a mage girl? That seems very you. Really? That's how you feel? I'm relieved. I was so worried you'd be against it. Since I saved up money from my part-time job, I can afford to make costumes. But cosplay is kind of hard by yourself. You need someone to take photos. And going to a cosplay event by myself is kind of scary for me. So, if it's okay, I was hoping you might lend me a hand. Depends on what you wear. Leave it to me. Really? I'm so happy. It's such a relief. I'm so glad I could talk to you about this. Thank you for listening without laughing. Now I can finally tell you how I feel. Oh, sorry, this is separate from the cosplay thing. I was planning to talk to you about it anyway. Oh, well, fuck. I'm already dating Arika. I want to take our relationship in a romantic direction. I like you. Would you be my boyfriend? You already have a partner. It's like, fucking think about this, dickhead. Oh god. This is worse than like when you get asked out in Persona, because like Persona, they at least kind of like play into it and you usually have to be the first one. She just point blank said, hey, I've got a crush on you, I'd like you, can we like start dating? And it's like, now what, bucko? Now what, fuck? This hurts. This hurts because I feel bad. Because like I'm loyal. Like I feel bad. Like I feel horrible about this. Because I kind of went with Arika too soon. But like I've mentioned it all game. It's like no, she's a little sister to me. I'm sorry. You're an important friend. I understand. You see me as a friend and nothing more. Even so, I wanted to try telling you how I feel. I needed to prove to myself that I'm brave, that I've changed. So please don't worry about having turned me down. Besides, you promised to help with my cosplaying. You can't back out now. Please keep watching over me as I keep working on myself. I'll be counting on your support as always. Yeah, because we didn't... Oh, he doesn't go to rank 6 because we didn't date her. Wait, do I not get the fucking trophy? You have to fucking... Oh. I didn't get the trophy for maxing out her social link, so you have to fucking date her. Interesting. I will keep that in mind for New Game Plus then. Either that or that line is wait until she joins the party, but